to catch up 10 points if used correctly. So we are going to be following Alexey Sarana, who has won Titled Tuesday several times in his life, against Fabiano, who's having a good day. But Fabiano has had a lot of long games, and he must surely get slightly tired from this now.
Yeah, it feels like he's losing a bit of steam. There's been some time scrambles and maybe not as speedy as we saw from him earlier in the day. We see a Queen's Gambit declined, rock solid. And okay, now the Carlsbad pawn structure with black having a nice pawn chain, white having a nice pawn chain, and some maneuvers around. Still a lot of opening theory in positions like this. Fabiano, what's he going to do? He moves his rook. The white knight goes back, stopping black from jumping into a nice square in the center. And some maneuvers. Sarana, his score with white is just phenomenal in all time formats, but yeah, with white, more so than black. He is a bit of a heavy hitter. And Fabiano's got a set of pieces off the board, is happy now to retreat. This is something that Magnus enjoys, this type of pawn structure.
Is Fabi happy with a draw now when he's half a point behind?
Oh, you think he's in must-win territory almost?
I don't know. But he regardless, he needs someone to take points off Kravtsev. And for Fabi, you know, getting a draw here, if Kravtsev loses, then there will be a huge amount of guys on 7.5 points. Is that kind of the best thing to hope for? Or maybe I should listen to my own advice, which is don't look that much at the standings and just...
I thought you were asking this as like a hypothetical question, and you were going to shame me if I didn't say, yeah, of course he has to win.
Yeah,
Martin Kravtsev, he's playing against Andreikin. So I guess is that a player that Caruana trusts?
No, not particularly, I would
Okay. Okay.
Well, he just did beat Magnus, so obviously he's capable.
Yeah, former candidate, 1990. You know, I trust Andreikin, but we will see. Kravtsev has played a very aggressive Sicilian against Andreikin. Looks like a good position again for Martin Kravtsev. So maybe it will be must-win territory. I think at this point, either there's a heavy pile-up on one score and everything decided by tie-breaks, or Kravtsev might just run away with it. In the meantime, more exchanges incoming. At least that's what Fabiano is trying to do. He's got an isolated pawn now. But is that enough of a factor for white to press a real advantage? This pawn nicely blockaded by white's beautiful knight. The black bishop as well, a bit of a problem piece. I think we all take white here, but do we think it's a big advantage? Is it enough for Sarana?
I'm surprised by that move, because now Sarana can just take the knight. I felt like Fabi was waiting for white to push the pawns forward on the king side, and then he could make that knight maneuver. When white's pawn would be blocking the white bishop. I'm very surprised by how nonchalantly Fabi allowed that trade to happen.
Wow, big moment as well. Queen for 2 rooks. What do you fancy here, Fabiano? He says no. Mathematically makes sense. You get 2 rooks for a queen, but queen and knight combine really, really well. And I don't think black's rooks would have had many targets, so I can see why he dodged that. But the dream now for Sarana is to trade off the rooks and the queens and end up with a beautiful knight against a rather sad passive bishop. Oh, this is going to be a lot of suffering for Fabiano, but okay, he has found a good square for his rook.
And there's so much left of the game. When they have more than 3 minutes, it feels like we're entering this phase at a very early time of the game.
Yeah, he's loosened up the white pawn structure, but he couldn't take anything there. White's got everything covered. Oh, I would hate to be defending this position with black. Just feels like endless suffering.
Oh.
Maybe not even endless.
Maybe very short.
Immediate suffering.
Oh, wait, why would you not go in with your queen there?
He was maybe worried about the pawn on a3. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that looked like a very healthy move.
I'm surprised Fabi didn't make this queen check a move earlier. Because it's kind of awkward to deal with for Sarana.
Just tickling Sarana there, saying, okay, are you going to make progress? He's continuing to attack a3 and e3, 2 pawns. White's queen's back where it came from. Will he get a second opportunity to come in a bit later? Fabiano might be wanting to block that at some point.
And I'm realizing this point you had, David, about the fact that maybe the knights are a bigger advantage, specifically in these kind of speed chess formats when there's no increment, where they're more unpredictable, and then the bishops. Okay, well now they're traded off.
I think David makes a really, really good point when he says that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, I'm surprised by seeing these players trading the knight off for the bishop, both here, Sarana, but also in the previous move with Sevian. Sevian. I thought David's point was so good that it surprises me that these top players are not more considerate of that aspect.
Yeah.
They're still playing great moves, but yeah, it's a practical thing. It's half an eye on the clock. It's this format that we're watching every single week, and patterns do emerge.
And maybe they're also used to it from like when they play it in classical tournaments and other things, then often the bishop can be better than the knight in certain end games with pawns on each side. And then they're not really thinking about the fact that I'm going into a time scramble here. They're just trying to play the best move objectively. And in this case, maybe Sarana thought, okay, now I've weakened your pawn structure quite a bit. And it seems a little bit difficult for Fabi to make any progress.
Well, Fabi's not making any progress. The question is whether Sarana can, and right now it looks as though he cannot.
Yeah, just no pawn breaks. That's the issue. Like the queen can target pawns, and the black queen would just defend those. At some point, maybe a queen exchange with the white king rushing into the center is the goal. So you might be contemplating moves like this one, just asking for the queen exchange. But unless you're 100% sure, unless you can calculate, which apparently he did there, then you don't really want to risk it. Fabi is happy to go passive. Objectively, I don't think it's changed, the knight for bishop exchange. It's still only white can win, really unpleasant to defend for black. But yeah, maybe it's just too one-dimensional for white now, just with the queen alone.
Oh, and Andreykin has a bit of an advantage in the other very important game with Martin Kravtsev, who is in the lead with 8.5 ahead of these two guys. And obviously they can't be checking that game during this game. Another huge difference between online speed chess and a tournament, where you might sneak a peek to the neighboring table and see how is it going over there with a round left.
Well, I think everyone's cheering for Andreykin, who will blow the field wide open. Better that he gets the win than Kravtsev, of course. Tie breaks Andreykin. He's coming up now into the lead. I don't think they'll be as good as Kravtsev, who's already been there for a long, long time. Oh, Fabiano's getting active now, and it feels like there might be some perpetual checks. Watch out if black gets a pawn forward. There might be even checkmating ideas against the white king.
Whoa.
Might be time to bail out for Sarana, low on the clock as well. Yeah, that knight for bishop exchange just felt like it just fizzled out immediately.
And now he's really having a think, and he does not look happy, Sarana. He looks like he's
Gonna bail out with a draw.
And Andreykin has won, which means that he also joins Kravtsev at 8.5 points. And one of these two players, if they win, they'll be in the lead alone.
Oh, big moment for these two. It does look like a draw is the most natural result, though, especially body language for Sarana. Watch out. Oh, there was a checkmate threatened. The white king steps back. And this is going to be a draw now by perpetual. Neither side really can hope to win. And there we go. It is a draw. Very, very balanced game. But Sarana probably the one with the more missed opportunities and regrets.
Very exciting now to see the standings.